Verse 777. Because of things done and of things not done, the cause is not the producer. All is unborn, and this is not clearly recognized by the ignorant. Because of things done and of things not done. When you do something, there's a consequence. When you don't do something, there's a consequence. This is the world of causation, of conditionality. The thing is, the world of conditionality, the world of causation, does not produce itself. If you're a scientist or if you're religious, you might disagree, because you'll believe in a first cause. The first cause is God, or the Big Bang. But both of these teachings take a particularly determined level of idiocy to uphold. It's like trying to say that the mountain in a dream has a geological history. That mountain that you dreamed of last night has existed for millions of years and is a result of geological upheavals. Who's going to buy into that? So that's what this verse is saying. Well, that's what this part of the verse is saying. The cause is not the producer. It's something else which produced the whole world of causality. It isn't the cause of it though, but it sustains it. We're told that all is unborn. And in our ignorance we don't see this. We have this gut belief in the reality of our histories of the world, our histories of our community, of our nation, and of our personal history. The idea that all of these are just stories, well, from the point of view of the story, it's outrageous. It's offensive even. But when you see that it is a story, and this is what a story is something unborn. Once you see it, once you appreciate the story nature of everything, you're coming back to realization once again. Now this isn't an intellectual understanding. You come back to what is fresh in your own awareness. It is your awareness that is fresh. And all the stories are going along in that awareness. It's this awareness which is unborn. And it gives rise to all the stories. So all the stories are also unborn. Verse 778 continues this theme. The creating agencies are unborn. Both the created and the conditions of causality are unborn. Why is imagination carried on as regards creating agencies. And imagination is what I call stories. We live according to stories. Some stories we will give more reality to than others. The story of money is a good one. We buy into the story of money. Bits of paper, bits of metal. I'm told it's of a certain value. And you've been told it's of a certain value, so we can exchange money because we've both bought into the story of these bits of paper and bits of metal being of particular value. And it'd be nice to have a suitcase full of high denomination notes of a particular value. That'd be wonderful if I could have that under my bed and I could just dip into it now and again. But if I was on a desert island, or if the apocalypse had happened, these bits of paper would be nothing. The story is no longer valid. We have a story that says this particular book is the Word of God. And many people will believe this particular story. And you can join together and do great things. Great wonderful things or great terrible things on the basis of this belief that this particular book is the Word of God. It gets a bit problematic if other people have other books which say is the Word of God and they have a different story. So this is the imagination as regards creating agencies. We might call the creating agency God, we might call it the Big Bang, but these are both stories which we quite like to share with others. Although the scientific one is more malleable. Science can accept changes to its story, although there are some changes it can't accept. It has to accept the story of there being a world out there and individuals here who can observe that world out there as if they're external to that world. That's an essential scientific story, but even that can be challenged within science. So this is what the unborn is. Don't just accept my stories about stories. You need to see this for yourself. And don't just dismantle the whole edifice of stories. You need to come back to the unborn. And the unborn is another name for your ordinary awareness. If you can home in on this awareness which is the same no matter what is going on. It can be a bit tricky when you get sucked into a particular mood or when your sensibilities are active. But then you can see that your own moods and your own sensibilities are also stories. It can be harder to be aware of pure awareness when you're caught up in your sensibilities. But this is a challenge, this is a practice. The unborn is a rather austere term. It's almost a bit frightening, isn't it? The unborn, it's like void. But unborn and void means we're free to create very wonderful stories. Stories about our happiness not being dependent on anything. We have the right to be happy for its own sake. We don't need to worry about any particular condition for us to be happy. We could also experience unconditional loving. So these are little tests to check whether you've actually touched base with the unborn. The unborn gives us the freedom to rewrite all our stories, to give them all happy endings. The unborn is the realization where all tensions are resolved. There are no concerns, no worries, no anxieties here.